Ever wondered why some movie franchises manage to send chills down your spine every single time? In the wide, wide world of horror cinema, there's a select group of films that have not only managed to make us jump out of our seats, but also have us coming back for more. Yes, you guessed it right. We're embarking on a journey into the spine-chilling realm of the Conjuring Saga and its latest installment, The Nun 2. The Conjuring Saga has been at the forefront of modern horror for almost a decade now. From the first film's release back in 2013, it's been a roller coaster of suspense, scares, and supernatural phenomena that's resonated with audiences worldwide. The franchise's unique ability to consistently deliver high-quality horror is something that's rare in an industry where sequels often fail to live up to their predecessors. But what is it about the Conjuring Saga that keeps us on the edge of our seats time and time again? Well, it's not just about the jump scares or the eerie settings or even the chilling performances. It's the way these elements come together to create a palpable sense of dread that lingers long after the credits roll. Now we're about to enter a new chapter of this saga with The Nun 2. A sequel to the successful spin-off The Nun, this film promises to take us deeper into the haunting tale of the demonic nun, Valak. The anticipation is palpable, and the question on everyone's lips is, will The Nun 2 uphold the legacy of its predecessors? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're only just at the beginning of our journey into the heart of this horror franchise. In the scenes to come, we'll delve deeper into the world of The Conjuring, explore what makes it so uniquely terrifying, and see how The Nun 2 plans to add a new layer of fright to this enduring saga. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the eerie world of The Nun 2. The Conjuring Saga, a series that has redefined the horror genre. But how does it stand out? Let's delve into the abyss of the Conjuring universe. What is it that sets this saga apart? It's not just the jump scares nor the eerie silence that blankets the scenes. It's something more intricate. The first distinctive aspect is the storytelling. The Conjuring Saga has a unique way of weaving tales that are not only bone-chilling but also remarkably captivating. The narratives are built on well-researched folklore and real-life paranormal encounters, which add a layer of authenticity to the films. This, combined with the series' chronological disorder, creates a labyrinth of interconnected narratives that is as intriguing as it is terrifying. Now, let's talk about the characters. From the Warrens, the fearless paranormal investigators, to the malevolent entities they encounter, every character in the Conjuring Saga is meticulously crafted. The characters aren't just hollow vessels for horror, they have depth and complexity. They're relatable, they're flawed, and that's what makes them genuine. When we see their fear, we feel it too. When they triumph, we share their relief. Their humanity is our tether in the supernatural storm. And then there's the fear factor. The Conjuring Saga doesn't rely solely on overt horror to instill fear. It employs a more subtle approach, building tension slowly and steadily. It's the anticipation, the waiting for the unseen that truly unsettles us. It's the quiet before the storm that keeps us on the edge of our seats. And when the storm comes, it hits hard and leaves a lasting impression. In this saga, fear is not just an emotion, it's an experience. It's a journey into the unknown, where every twist and turn is shrouded in darkness. It's a dance with the supernatural, where each step could lead to salvation or damnation. Every story has its dark corners. Let's explore those of The Nun 2. The Nun 2, a sequel cloaked in mystery and terror, but how does it compare to its predecessors? Sinking our teeth into the plot, The Nun 2 takes us on a chilling journey that is both familiar and new. The narrative, while staying true to its roots, carves its own path, offering a fresh dose of terror. Unlike the first installment, where the story unfolded within the confines of a haunted convent, the sequel expands its horizons, taking us to new locations, each more eerie than the last. In terms of characters, The Nun 2 introduces us to a new cast of protagonists, each with a story as compelling and intricate as the setting itself. This isn't merely a retelling of the old tale, it's a whole new chapter, filled with unexpected twists and turns. While our beloved characters from the original series are missed, the new faces bring a fresh perspective to the table, adding layers to the narrative. The horror elements in The Nun 2 are a masterclass in suspense and terror. The movie does not merely rely on jump scares. Instead, it builds an atmosphere of dread that lingers long after the credits roll. The new demonic antagonist is a worthy successor to Valak, embodying terror in a way that is both horrifying and captivating. This sequel, in comparison to the other movies in the Conjuring saga, holds its own. It successfully weaves its unique narrative into the larger Conjuring universe while also standing apart as a distinct entity. The Nun 2 maintains the atmospheric horror and complex characters that the saga is known for, while also introducing new elements that raise the stakes. As with any sequel, there are inevitable comparisons. Some might argue that the original had a certain charm that the sequel lacks. Others might appreciate the fresh take on a familiar story, but when it comes to sheer terror, The Nun 2 does not disappoint. But the real question is, does The Nun 2 live up to the terror of the Conjuring saga? In many ways it does. It's a worthy addition to the franchise that expands the narrative in exciting new directions. So if you're ready for a new kind of terror, brace yourself for The Nun 2. After all the screams and jumps, which movie franchise takes the crown for horror? That's the million-dollar question on everyone's lips. Let's delve into the comparison between The Nun 2 and the Conjuring saga. Each franchise has its unique strengths and elements that set them apart in the horror genre. Starting off with The Nun 2, it's a film that has managed to carve its own niche within the horror realm. The movie excels in creating an ambiance of dread and suspense, using its setting to its advantage. The ancient and isolated monastery provides a chilling and claustrophobic atmosphere that adds to the overall horror. Furthermore, the character of the demonic nun, Valak, with her haunting presence and unnerving looks, is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. The Nun 2, with its gothic horror elements, has successfully managed to keep the audiences on the edge of their seats. On the other hand, we have the Conjuring saga. This franchise has created its universe of horror, with each movie interconnected and building upon the previous one. The Conjuring saga is known for its expert storytelling, the depth of its characters, and the use of practical effects to create authentic scares. The real-life inspiration behind the series, drawn from the cases of Ed and Lorraine Warren, adds another layer of terror. The Conjuring films are not merely about jump scares. They have a psychological element that messes with the viewer's minds and leaves a lingering sense of unease. Both franchises have their unique selling points. The Nun 2 banks on atmospheric horror and a terrifying antagonist, while the Conjuring saga relies on its interconnected universe, character-driven stories, and psychological scares. So which one takes the crown for horror? Well, that's not an easy question to answer. It depends on your personal preference. Do you prefer atmospheric horror or psychological scares? Do you like standalone movies or interconnected franchises? But remember, horror is subjective, and what terrifies one may not scare another. So the real king of horror, it's entirely up to you. We've journeyed through the dark corridors of the Nun 2 and the Conjuring saga, but our exploration of horror is far from over. Today we've delved into the intricate and haunting world of the Nun 2, the newest chapter in the terrifying Conjuring universe. We've dissected its chilling story, its eerie characters, and the way it ties in with the larger Conjuring saga. From the shadowy depths of the Abbey of St. Carda to the heart-stopping menace of the demonic nun herself, we've left no stone unturned in our quest to unravel the mysteries of this supernatural thriller. We've also taken a deep dive into the Conjuring saga, exploring its intricate timeline and the terrifying entities that lurk within its stories. From the malevolent Annabelle to the terrifying Crooked Man, we've journeyed through a horror universe that is as complex as it is terrifying. But the world of horror is vast and ever-evolving, and there are still many dark corners left to explore. What did you think of The Nun 2 and its place in the Conjuring saga? Was it a worthy addition to the universe, or did it fall short of your expectations? How does it compare to the other films in the saga? And most importantly, what do you hope to see in future installments of the Conjuring universe? We invite you to share your thoughts, theories, and opinions in the comments section below. Engage in a discussion with fellow horror aficionados, and let's continue to explore this captivating world together. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the abyss of horror, remember to hit that like button. Share this video with your fellow horror enthusiasts, and help us spread the terror far and wide. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Keep yourself updated with our latest content, and join us as we continue our journey through the world of horror. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more chilling content. Remember, the horror never truly ends.